Hey there, Pride fans. Welcome to another edition of the WB Mason Coach Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Dan Sauerman with Shannon Smith, the head coach for the Hofstra Pride Women's Lacrosse team. A 15-11 victory in game number 1 against UNH. Coach, 1-0 to start it off. 4 goals, 4 assists from Britt Altamari. Another 4 goals and an assist from Sam Lennox. Another 3 and 2 from Morgan Knox. Obviously, the goals kept coming, at least in the first half. Kept going to the second. What did you like from the effort?
I like the quick ball movement that we had on the offensive end. We were dynamic. We had a lot of different scorers on the stat sheet, so that's exciting for us. That's been something that we've been really focusing on, is having that dynamic attack, and they were able to do it in the first game. I think we need to get better in the second half, learning how to play with a big lead, learning how to finish the game, but the first half we played well, and now the question is, how do we get the full 60 minutes instead of just a full 30 to 40 minutes?
Well, again, it is young, at least on the defensive side. We can bring back, obviously, like Shelby Milne's back there and April Inetta, but you do bring some freshmen in there. How do you feel all the freshmen really adjusted to their first game?
I think they adjusted really well. Personally, a lot of them didn't look like freshmen out there. There wasn't a lot of freshman mistakes here and there, but I think the scrimmages that we had the week before our home opener really helped us, allowed the girls to get their mistakes out, and then also allowed us to use film and everything from that weekend as a learning tool going into our first game of the season.
Well, it all really starts from Kelsey Gregerson, who is a senior and obviously has to play like a senior with a younger back line back there. What did you like from Kelsey in her first game?
Kelsey had some big saves, but she also had a couple of errors, and we watched that in game film. We got to fix the clearing a little bit from her, and staying more in the cage instead of going out. I think she got herself caught a little bit, but then again, she did come up with some great saves. So it's just balancing that out so we can eliminate some of the mistakes so she has more saves. But I think she had a great game, and she'll get better as the season goes on, and so will the defensive unit. So it was a great showing by everybody in the first game. The question is how do we get better from that game now?
When you look into the midfield, obviously, you know Lindsay Alfano is going to be that captain in the midfield now, but Becky Canto comes back into the lineup, somebody who, again, last year was injured for a good portion of the season. How do you think she adjusted to her first game back in a while?
Becky did great for us. She really stepped up huge for us on the draw controls. She had a couple of big ones in the first half, and then a couple of big ones in the second half. And the final 10 minutes, she was able to control the draws for us. I think that's where we struggled a little bit in the second half. UNH started to win some of the draw controls. We got some different people in there to change it up on the girl who was taking the draw for UNH. She did a great job at it, and Becky was able to finish it out for us at the end of the game, which is nice. And April did an amazing job on the draw controls with 11 draws, so good work from her, but we got to continue that and get it all from other people as well.
When you were up by that much, you were able to start giving some more people different looks, such as putting Alexis Green in there for even just a minute, or giving some other freshmen another chance to come back out there. How do you think that was good for them to at least get that first experience back out, and now you're on the field to get ready to keep going for the season?
Definitely, I think from top to bottom to top, everybody put their effort into this game. It was a team effort, and we're going to continue that going through the season, especially with our game that we have tomorrow against Fairfield. It has to be a team effort.
Morgan Knox mentioned, obviously, she had 3 goals, 2 assists. Going into her sophomore year, no sophomore slump, at least to start off. What did you see from her, at least in the last year, in growing her game?
Morgan, she's more confident, more aggressive out there in the field. She really believes in herself, and she believes in what we're doing. So I think confidence is the biggest thing with Morgan. She was moving really well out there in the middle of the field, was finding the openings, and her teammates were hitting her.
Sam Lennox, 4 goals, 1 assist. A player who, obviously, we spoke about it last week, needs to have a big season for you guys going forward after having a real career high year last year. Do you think this is the right foot for her to start going for this year?
Definitely. These past 2 weeks, you could really see Sam coming out of her shell. I think she was struggling with it in the beginning of the season, and I'm really excited because I knew this is how Sam could play. We saw glimpses of it at practices, sometimes during games. She just never really put it together for these past 2 seasons that we've been here, but she's found it, and she's found her groove, and so I'm excited to watch her progress throughout the rest of the season.
Now, it's been cold. We all know playing in the cold is, it's something you guys are used to, at least early on in the season. Maybe not this cold what it is. How do you think that has affected you guys practicing and whatnot?
It hasn't really affected us. Hofstra does a great job at making sure that our facilities are able to be used, especially our field. If there's snow, they do a great job at plowing it, so we're out there practicing outside, and if it's really that cold, we'll go inside in our indoor facility that we have. So we're really lucky to have the facilities that we do here at Hofstra that allows us to be able to practice inside or outside.
Well, 2 more games lead to this week, both of them on the road before you host the Maryland Terrapins, again, one of the best teams in the nation. Well, of course, we'll talk about that one next week, but for this week, it's at Fairfield tomorrow and then at Harvard this upcoming weekend, starting with Fairfield, a team that was picked 3rd in the conference in the MAC, brings back some scoring, at least offensively, one of the best goalkeepers in the entire conference. What do you expect from the Stags?
They're aggressive on the defensive side of the field. They have some speed back there, so it's something that we definitely have to look out for, especially when they're clearing the ball in our ride. They really move the ball well on the offensive side of the field. They have a couple of different scoring threats. So it's going to be whether or not our defense can contain those scoring threats. And I think a big key for us is going to be the draw controls. We need to win the draw controls to be able to control the possession of the game.
Not to look too far ahead, but Harvard, what do you expect from the Crimson?
I don't really know too much about Harvard yet. I've been focusing on Fairfield, but I do know that we're their first game of the season, and they're going to be fast, they're athletic, they're very well coached. They have some athletes on their team, so we'll do more homework on them after our Fairfield game, and then we'll start focusing on Harvard on Wednesday to prepare, but right now we're focusing on Fairfield.
First 2 road trips, business trips, you can say. How do you adjust that and be able to get this out here and get 2 victories this week?
No, I think it'll be a great change for us, especially for some of the freshmen, get them used to how it's a business trip that we're going to play on the road. So, we'll take it day by day, but, we had a great practice today, and we're excited to get on the road to, have the opportunity to play together on the field and have the opportunity to get our 2nd victory.
Couple of afternoon games tomorrow against Fairfield on Tuesday, Saturday. Up in Boston, well, Cambridge, really, Massachusetts, against Harvard. She's Shannon Smith. I'm Dan Savarino. We'll catch you next week, Pride fans.